today as the Shawnee Oklahoma 3 times running state champion girls kick off a home meet today. And I have the privilege of having Clara Timmons with me, a 3-time state champion swimmer on this team. Clara, how does this make you feel the first time back watching the girls and not being a part on the competitive side?
It's a really weird feeling because just now the starters took off and I felt like I needed to be in the water. Like I was late to something, but there wasn't any coaches getting on to me for that. So it was a little weird, but it's exciting because I know exactly how these girls are going to take this, and they've been working really hard, and I'm just excited to see how they perform.
So this is the 200-yard medley that kicks it off. I don't have any of the swimmers' names, and I'm not going to put you on the spot, but if you can tell us who's in the pool, especially for this medley, please chime in and let us know.
The amazing Grayson Simpson led us off in the 100-yard in the 50-yard backstroke at the beginning of this relay. Kimberly Albers just took to the pool. I think that is Tennille Kidd is getting onto the blocks. I think that was Mackenzie as the second leg. I don't know her last name, but I know she's a freshman. And it looks like they're off to a really strong start, and they're getting ahead.
And, of course, that's in lane 3. As we count the lanes from left to right, we've got 4 lanes.
There's another Shawnee relay. I just realized that. They were kind of hidden from lane 1.
And that would be Shawnee B in lane 1. And so, no, for this, we can only concentrate on what we have, Clara.
Yeah.
Did you participate in any of the relays?
Yes, so I was on the state champion 200-yard freestyle relay and the state champion 400 freestyle relay. So we both took gold on the podium back in February for those two, but I was never on the medley relay.
Fantastic. And the medley, describe to us what the difference would be, of course, between like a freestyle relay or a medley relay.
The medley relay, I would argue, is a lot more complex because all of a sudden you have all of the strokes. You have to figure out who's the best at each. Freestyle, it's one stroke, very easy, simple, but with the medley, it gets a lot more technical on who's going to fall back, who might catch up, but both of these relays seem to have held it pretty strong.
And Shawnee, Team A comes in by a length of the pool, comes in first as they knock it out of the park, and we've come to know that from the relays. Shawnee has really done well at the state meet via relays.
Yeah, last year we had one of our medley relay finished first on the B final, and that put us so far ahead. Like without that medley relay in state last year, I don't know if we could have pulled it off. So starting off strong like that's always an amazing thing.
So jumping into the pool now is going to be a team of Mustang swimmers. So we're going to go ahead and go to the break as the boys 200-yard medley relay starts. And it does not involve Shawnee. We will be back in a moment. You're watching Wolves Athletics on ShawneeCTV.
At McElroy and Owens Funeral Group, your loved one never leaves our care. From your first phone call at the time of loss through final resting, we are with you. Stop by McElroy and Owens for a visit today.
We are admiring this amazing hand-painted mural on the wall, so of course we had to ask Ryan who painted this mural. And come to find out, he sent a simple request to Matt Johnson, the principal here at Shawnee High School. He came into work early one day and found Matt Johnson had a projector painted this mural, and all of the students, the feedback was that all of the students absolutely love that. So, fun fact, Matt Johnson was an art teacher in his past life, and he still dabbles in it a little bit. I love the camaraderie with my alma mater, Shawnee High School, and so stories like this are so important to our entire community and just the morale of Shawnee Public Schools. Thank you so much, Matt Johnson, for your intentionality with the children. Bye-bye.
Discover the sweet side of Shawnee at St. Gregory's Abbey. Here our monks care for over 300 beehives and work together to package and provide pure, delicious local honey to our Shawnee neighbors.
Air Force One Heat and Air Conditioning offers competitive pricing, licensed technicians, and over 25 years of experience. Air Force One is a hometown company. Contact Tim or Terry Muirhead with Air Force One.
Gordon Cooper Technology Center has trade classes for all ages. These programs are not just for our high school students, they are for all ages, and you have the opportunity to get further educated within our community and pick up a trade skill today at Gordon Cooper Technology Center.
Castor Key Auto Mart. Online or in person. Castor Key Auto Mart. They're good people to deal with. A&S Roofing. Quality roofing built to last. Dedicated to high quality work, pays attention to the details. So get started on your roofing project today with A&S Commercial and Residential Roofing and Contracting.
Experience the wholesome goodness of St. Gregory's Abbey. Our monks raise healthy, pasture-raised beef free from antibiotics and hormones. Available in the Monks Marketplace inside the front monastery doors every Tuesday through Saturday.
Dodge of Shawnee. She is surrounded by Mustang swimmers. And Clara, tell us a little bit about this 200-yard freestyle. This seems to be right up your alley.
So I never actually got to compete in the 200-yard freestyle, but she looks like she's holding it really strong. Amy is a sophomore. She just joined the swim team this season, so I'm really interested to watch her, see how she competes in this. It says she used to have an aunt that swam for Shawnee, so there's a little bit of legacy here for her.
I wonder if it's Aunt Molly Dodge, or if it's Aunt Molly something else. Anybody who knows Molly, hit us with who she is and when she swam, and who knows, you might get a prize.
Yeah.
So the 200 freestyle,
it's a long race.
Tell us how many laps. Tell us about that in this pool.
So 200-yard freestyle is about 8 laps, 8:25s, or I guess 8 length. And it's not exactly a distance race, but it's not exactly a sprint. And so the 200, for me, it was always really hard to figure out because, you know, I was a distance swimmer, and so I needed that time to figure out how my pacing worked. With the 200, you don't have that luxury. And so I have a lot of respect for 200 swimmers because they get it down to the science pretty quickly.
And you say that you've never swam the 200, but you relayed the freestyle.
Yes, I relayed the 200-yard relay, yeah.
So when you did in the 400?
In the 400, yes.
And you won both?
Yes.
We'll just keep repeating that. And so in the 400, what was your length? 100 yards, I guess?
100 yards each, yes.
Gotcha.
And then in the 200 free, 50 yards each. And so those were the closest to sprinting I ever got. And I'm not 100% sure how I pulled that off. I'm just really honored they let me do that.
Well, as Amy continues to battle here, she is pushing her time. It's about a 3-minute plus time. So early in the season, how important is it that maybe some of these with higher times that are swimming in the heats, what keeps them competitive? What keeps them going throughout the year? Do they get to score points at the state tournament?
So if they make it to state and you make A or B final, you'll overall score points, but you got to make it to state. You got to make it to that first day state first. So like something that was for me as a freshman and as a sophomore who hadn't made state yet, myself, like herself she's gonna be her biggest enemy, and like it's really just cutting your own time. Like until you get that time cut down to state time, you're just racing yourself. You can't really focus on anyone else around you.
So you were a 4-year participant, freshman through senior year. When you were coming up in 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade, Clara, were you swimming at the YMCA during that time as well?
Yes. So I started my swimming career with Coach Valerie when I was in 4th grade.
Wow.
And so it's after the tornado and everything, you know, my phone used to recognize this building as my house. And so not being able to be in this building last year was a big hit. So kind of looking around at the new renovations, after not being able to swim here for so long. It's really great. But yeah.
Well, congratulations to Amy Dodge for finishing on Heat 1 of 2, the girls' 200-yard freestyle. Now, there's a couple of girls about to take the stand for the Shawnee Lady Wolves that we want to be able to highlight. That's Nalina Davis and Tennille Kidd in lane 1 and lane 2. In lane 3 is Kate Brown of Plainview, who also has a very fine time here in the 200. This should be a fun race.
This should be a really fun race, yeah. Nylena Davis and Tennille Kidd. I got to swim with those two girls last year, and with Tennille the year before. They're the sweetest girls, but they put up a fight and they work for what they want. So this should be a really fun race to watch.
And how old are these girls coming in?
So Nylena's a sophomore and Tennille is a junior.
So both part of the winning program last year.
Yes.
And how important is that? How important was it for you coming back after your first state championship as a senior? You won it as a junior, as a team.
I won it as a sophomore as a team, junior, and then senior as a
sorry
team.
about that.
No, you're all
Some
good.
of us have a hard time even, fathoming that.
Yeah.
But so let's go back to your sophomore year. How did that impact you after you won your first state championship your sophomore year, the team? How did it impact you as an individual swimmer when you came back your junior year?
So, my sophomore year, we only had 8 girls on the team. We won a state title with 8 girls, which is really crazy, but we all just worked really, really hard.
So let's stop right there.
Okay.
Because a lot of people don't understand that. They don't realize the accomplishment that happened your sophomore year with 8 people. And the reason for that is swim is scored like a track meet, if I understand correctly.
Yes, very similar.
So you could have runners who come in 10th, but they get you a point if you have that many runners.
Yes.
And we did not have that luxury.
No, not at all. I think there's only 2 girls that made, 3 girls that made B final in one of their events. The rest were A finalists. So that got us a ton of points, and that's exactly we went in there and did exactly what we needed to do my sophomore year. It made us realize how we can achieve things and how we can set goals as a group and work towards that.
So
and we carried that throughout the whole.
I'm going to ask you another question, but right now, is that Tennille who's pushing for the lead?
Yep, that is Tennille.
Tennille and Kate
she's
Brown
coming hot.
of Plainview.
It looks like Plainview got that, but Tennille pushed real well.
So the Plainview swimmer of Kate Brown comes in just in front, we think,
barely,
of Tennille Kidd.
Barely.
So as a swimmer, come on, help me out here, Clara. How do I know who won when it's close like that?
So from our point of view, I could only tell. I could tell by their momentum. It looked like her momentum stopped and her head popped up first, which you're not supposed to lift your head up before you touch that wall. Yeah. So that should be a good indicator. But a lot of times it's just that stopwatch.
I thought maybe you would say because of Coach Val's expression.
No, I don't know where she's at. It probably, but she tends to keep the same expression throughout a swim meet, which is just stressed. She has a big passion for this sport and for us as swimmers and students and kids, and she's just constant. She has told me multiple times she does not sleep before swim meets because she's just so worried about us.
Well, don't worry. We will be back. There's going to be about a 4-minute break here of boys swimming. That's going to be mostly Mustang and Plainview. We will not hopefully miss a Shawnee swimmer all day long for you. But we're going to take a break while the others swim. You're watching Wolves Swim on ShawneeCTV. Together, we build community one season at a time. Stay with us. We will be back.
lot of people don't know, we started Eric's Pharmacy in 1995. So we've been going strong for over 29 years. We had a chance to spruce things up, put in new flooring, new shelving, and it really, really came together beautifully. We invite everyone to come by and take a look.
It's Sonic Good at all 4 of our Shawnee locations. Great food, great fun, the best hamburgers in town. Keeps everybody smiling. Parties or gatherings, there's room for everyone. It's always a good time, Sonic good time at our Shawnee Sonic.
We are about to discover who Teacher of the Year is. So we are about to go around the school and pick up students and have a grand reveal who the Teacher of the Year is, right? Yeah.
For over 50 years, Fred's Tire and Battery has served Central Oklahoma with tires, batteries, and service for cars, trucks, and tractors. Friendly and affordable, with 2 locations in Shawnee. Fred's Tire and Battery, a name you can trust.
Hardesty Market in Delhi, a real butcher shop for over 80 years. Daily lunch specials just like Mom used to make. Best cuts of meat and even better people. Your family at Hardesty Market in Delhi.
So I own Dub's Power Wash and Soft Wash with my wife. We do exterior cleaning on homes, hard surfaces, soft wash on a house, gutter cleaning and gutter repairs, window cleaning and window screen repairs. Trying to help people out in our community and working with people, and it's been a great opportunity and met a lot of great people doing this.
At McElroy and Owens Funeral Group, your loved one never leaves our care. From your first phone call at the time of loss through final resting, we are with you. Stop by McElroy and Owens for a visit today.
We are admiring this amazing hand-painted mural on the wall, so of course we had to ask Ryan who painted this mural. And come to find out, he sent a simple request to Matt Johnson, the principal here at Shawnee High School. He came into work early one day and found Matt Johnson had a projector painted this mural, and all of the students, the feedback was that all of the students absolutely love that. So, fun fact, Matt Johnson was an art teacher in his past life, and he still dabbles in it a little bit. I love the camaraderie with my alma mater, Shawnee High School, and so stories like this are so important to our entire community and just the morale of Shawnee Public Schools. Thank you so much, Matt Johnson, for your intentionality with the children. Bye-bye.
Discover the sweet side of Shawnee at St. Gregory's Abbey. Here our monks care for over 300 beehives and work together to package and provide pure, delicious local honey to our Shawnee neighbors.
Air Force One Heat and Air Conditioning offers competitive pricing, licensed technicians, and over 25 years of experience. Air Force One is a hometown company. Contact Tim or Terry Muirhead with Air Force One.
Gordon Cooper Technology Center has trade classes for all ages. These programs are not just for our high school students, they are for all.
Jalen and KK.
We are back with Kaleo Citizen, KK, and Jadlyn Schatz. They are the 2 that are swimming.
Yep.
In
2 IM.
In the 200-yard IM, which is the individual medley.
Yep, this is a tough one. Having to put all those strokes together, I never figured it out well.
So on the close lane to us and in your camera view is going to be KK, lovingly called. That's Kaleo.
Yes, love Kaleo.
Citizen Kaleo. And on the far side will be Jadlyn Schatz. Now, Jadlyn's a bit younger. KK is a senior. Tell us a little bit or anything about KK.
KK, she's just everything. She joined the POM team this year. She's a volleyball player. She was a part of the volleyball team that won regionals this past volleyball season. She's also in soccer. I know last year she did a little bit of track. She puts her mind to something and she just goes for it, and she does it really well. And she's such a great teammate. She's so encouraging, and she's always there for you. And she's also a strong girl. Like, she will get the job done. And I don't know anyone who has anything against KK because she's just so kind.
We call her Wonderful.
Yes.
KK the Wonderful.
Yes.
And you mentioned the volleyball. Very good, Clara, as they did return to the state tournament for the first time in 8 years.
Yeah.
They had a wonderful season, regional champions, and KK was one of those senior leaders on that squad. It's good to see her back in the pool. Did she swim with you last year?
Yes, so she was a part, she made it to swim state last year in her first swimming season, which made everyone go, whoa, because being your first swim season, making it to state is quite an accomplishment, and it was so fun having her on deck for that, and yeah.
And she comes in with not a bad IM time at 3:30. And she's going to work it through. She's not been in the pool very long, just coming out of volleyball season, and already doing well.
Yeah, let's go KK. They both look real strong.
So let's talk about this as they are in the breaststroke.
Yep.
Give us some coaching on the breaststroke, Clara. What are you actually trying to do? What's a good stroke? What makes it better? What are the keys you're trying to hit on?
So a big part of breaststroke. Now the arms. The audience can probably see their arms pretty well, but the kick is very, very technical. I actually messed up my knee because I did the kick wrong. So if you do the kick wrong for however long, it can actually like mess up your knees and stuff. And the kick, there's so much power behind it. It's really hard to get down. And so if you're a good breaststroker, you can be a good IMer because this is probably one of the hardest stretches of this race. And they look like they're doing beautifully with it.
And she pushes off and she goes into the freestyle. Tell me why that breaststroke. Is it because it's the third of 4 strokes? And in the freestyle, everybody learns really by the freestyle. Yeah. So that's the 4th stroke? Would I be guessing on that?
Yeah, so the way I looked at it is there's the butterfly, which is really physically demanding, and then you have the backstroke, which is it's also demanding, but you can also have a little bit of a breather because you can breathe. Yeah. And then the breaststroke is really intense and really physically demanding, and then the freestyle is more of a natural action. Uh-huh. And so I think the butterfly and the breaststroke are the two that you have to really focus on in this race because, I mean, you have to have so much stamina. And it looks like KK finishes really strong with Jadlyn right behind her coming into the flags.
It's good to see. Really it's good to see the Shawnee girls swimmers.
They did that race
and what I want to say is on the B heat.
Yes.
Right now, we have to understand this is now a luxury that the girls' team is growing into because you have more numbers that are able to perhaps bring more numbers, total numbers at the state tournament.
Yes, absolutely. My sophomore year, we definitely did not have that luxury to lose anybody going into state, and they don't either. But the fact that there's just more of them, that they can have more people in multiple heats, that's definitely going to be an asset.
It's stepping up now for Shawnee in lane 3. That's the far lane. That's Penelope Spence.
Yes.
In lane 2 is Mackenzie Birch, and a Mustang swimmer, 6A Mustang, Elena Kemp, is in lane 1, and it looks like Mackenzie Birch just blows this out of the water. She is in, I would think she is in close to state form right now with a 2:32 mark, which is almost a full minute in front of the close competitors.
Absolutely. I have no doubt that Mackenzie's going to make state in some way or some form, especially possibly in this race.
So talk a little bit about Mackenzie and what you know about her.
I feel like I have known Mackenzie my entire life, which that's with a lot of these girls because we were YMCA warriors. We've been swimming what feels like our whole lives. But Mackenzie, she'll be real quiet, but once you get to know her, she's just this fun personality. And once again, she works real hard, and she's kind, she works hard, she's fun to be around, and she's really fun to watch swim.
And she is, just a freshman as I understand it.
Yep, she's going to be coming out of nowhere for a lot of these teams up at state because they're not going to know her name, but she's going to make her name known for sure.
Well, and so let's go back then as she finishes the
backstroke.
She's now going to go off into that breaststroke, which is so tough. And she's got more than half a length on the girls.
She is a breaststroker. All my life that I've known her, all the time I've known her, she has been a breaststroker. So she's going to, she's been pulling ahead. She's going to really pull ahead in this one.
Yeah, she's already pulled it to almost a length of the pool.
Let's go, Mackenzie. And then you see Ashley McDonald. Ashley McDonald, cheering her on.
And what you're talking about there is the swimmers at the end of the pool yelling into the water for the girls who are coming up to the wall. And right now, it would be Penelope Spence. Tell us a little bit about Penelope.
I did not have the honor of swimming with Penelope. She's new to the team this year. I believe that she comes from another swim school, and we heard about her from that swim school, and then we found out she transferred here, and we were really excited to get her. And she's staying strong. She swam at Norman High School last year, and we're just so glad to have her because, I mean, she's swimming really well right now.
Yep, it's her first year on the team. She is a sophomore, and she's going in as almost 2 lengths, it looks like, Birch with the victory of this race.
Let's go, Mackenzie. She did good. And now let's see Penelope coming in for the home stretch here with the Mustang girl pretty much at her tail. So she should be able to pull this off, though.
So this will be fun to watch, though, as they're fighting for second place after the runaway.
Let's go, Penelope.
By Birch. And
she's just got to kick it in.
And you see over on the side, Coach Val.
Valerie.
Yeah.
She's swinging that clipboard. That means you got to kick it in gear.
She's saying, don't let her catch you. I love it. Just as fiery as day one is Valerie. Coach Colburn, Coach of the Year for swimming. 2 years now, I believe, out of the last 4.
And she 100% deserves that title. She cares about every single swimmer so much.
We're going to talk more about that when we come back to Shawnee High School Swim at the Shawnee Family YMCA. You're watching Shawnee Athletics on ShawneeCTV. Together, we're building community one season at a time.
Gordon Cooper Technology Center has trade classes for all ages. These programs are not just for our high school students, they are for all ages, and you have the opportunity to get further educated within our community and pick up a trade skill today at Gordon Cooper Technology Center.
Castor Key Auto Mart, online or in person. Castor Key Auto Mart. They're good people to deal with. A&S Roofing. Quality roofing built to last. Dedicated to high quality work, pays attention to the details. So get started on your roofing project today with A&S Commercial and Residential Roofing and Contracting.
Experience the wholesome goodness of St. Gregory's Abbey. Our monks raise healthy, pasture-raised beef free from antibiotics and hormones. Available in the Monks Marketplace inside the front monastery doors every Tuesday through Saturday.
A lot of people don't know, we started Eric's Pharmacy in 1995. So we've been going strong for over 29 years. We had a chance to spruce things up, put in new flooring, new shelving, and it really came together beautifully. We invite everyone to come by and take a look.
It's Sonic Good at all 4 of our Shawnee locations. Great food, great fun, the best hamburgers in town. Keeps everybody smiling. Parties or gatherings, there's room for everyone. It's always a good time, Sonic good time at our Shawnee Sonic.
We are about to discover who Teacher of the Year is. So we are about to go around the school and pick up students and have a grand reveal who the Teacher of the Year is, right? Yeah. Woo!
over 50 years, Fred's Tire and Battery has served Central Oklahoma with tires, batteries, and service for cars, trucks, and tractors. Friendly and affordable, with 2 locations in Shawnee. Fred's Tire and Battery, a name you can trust.
Hardesty Market in Delhi, a real butcher shop for over 80 years. Daily lunch specials just like Mom used to make. Best cuts of meat and even better people. Your family at Hardesty Market in Delhi.
We are back at the Shawnee Family YMCA. I sit today with Clara Timmons, 3-time state champion, and in fact, 3-time team state champion. How many individual state championships, counting relays, were you a part of?
2, but then my freshman year, I was a part of the state academic championship team. So
Wow.
I technically have 4 state trophies with my name on it. Just one is for academic, when the team had an overall combined 3.9 GPA.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Do you mind me asking, what did you end up graduating with, Clara Timmons?
With a 4.0.
Way to go. Fantastic. That's the achievement we want to be broadcasting out there.
Yeah, Coach Valerie, she holds all of us to high academic standards. She pulled me aside one time and was like, hey, I think I saw that you had like a B. Is everything okay? And I'm like, yeah, I'll get that up. Trust me. My mom told me about it too. So she not only cares about our athletic performance, but our academic as well.
That's fantastic, and that's actually food for parents out there who are looking for their young children to become involved in programs.
Yeah.
Shawnee Swim is a great program to become involved with. In lane 1, we have Kelly Templeton here swimming the girls' 50-yard freestyle, and this is a fast race, Clara.
This is a fast race. Let's go, Kelly. I've known Kelly Templeton basically my entire life. We were best friends growing up. We started our swimming careers together. I'm just so proud of how far she's come. She's moving in the water. She's looking really strong, really good. She'll come into this pretty well. This is a fast race. That's why I don't like this race, is because I feel like I have no time to think.
Yeah.
And I need to think about my approach to things. But these girls, they're just able to kick in gear the second they need to, and I admire them so much for that.
Kelly Templeton hitting the wall great, as in competition in the pool with her were both 6A opponents, and she finishes strong. Kelly Templeton, I take it, a senior?
No, actually, she's a junior.
Okay. So she's got 2 more years left with the Shawnee Swim. And next we should have Heat 2
Yep.
coming up. And that's going to be another volleyball coming back in, which is Micah Tape.
Mm-hmm.
And again, Grayson Simpson, one of the most decorated athletes ever to come through Shawnee High School.
Yep. Let's go, Grayson. Let's go, Micah. Yeah, Grayson is just a force of nature. She gets it done. I consider her to be one of my closest, if not my best friends. And then Micah, she came back last year as her first year on the team. Micah has had previous YMCA experience on the YMCA swim team, but last year she came back into it, and she came back real well, and they both hit that wall beautifully.
Grayson winning by a couple of swim lengths in this very fast race. Grayson last year at state wins this event, the 50-yard free.
I believe she got second. Yes.
I didn't want to be the one to say that.
Yes, she got second, but when she got second, me and my teammates, we looked at each other like, is she going to like this? And she had the biggest smile on her face because it was an overall PR.
Oh,
so even though
fantastic.
she didn't win, she still won on her own, like individually, and it was still a beautiful race at state, and it helped us so much win it.
Wow, that speaks volumes in itself.
Yeah.
And so we'll unpack that maybe in a second.
Okay.
In this first race, now we have Cody Duncan in lane 2.
Mm-hmm. Yep. He is Jadlin Schott's brother. This is his first season on this team. One of the 2 boys that are on this team.
And it looks like he's got the freestyle down.
Yep. Looking really strong. As his first year, he's only been in the pool for a couple months.
And you can see it towards the end, in the sense of no matter what race it is, just the fatigue that sets into the racers towards the end of their race. The younger
Yes.
or the ones that haven't been in the pool for very long.
Yes.
You can see it.
It will hit everyone just as you grow in your swimming career. You learn to just push past it and kind of see red for a moment. And whenever I would race fast races like this, I would decide, you know what, just leave it all in the pool. Someone can drag me out later.
Okay, we're going to keep it here for 2 of 2 of the final for the boys 50-yard free. Should be a quick race. No Shawnee swimmers in this race. We have Sanchez from Plainview, Sec, and Lund from Mustang. So I want to talk to you a little bit. Coach Val, holding you to such standards. As a youngster coming into high school, how did that impact you your freshman and sophomore years?
Well, swimming has always given me a community, and my parents will joke that Bob and Val are my second set of parents because they definitely were able to kind of mold me in a more vulnerable stage in my growth. Mm-hmm. But it really, I had to make them proud. Valerie poured so much into me, I had to return it to her. And so it made me hold myself to high standards, and I definitely, post-grad in college, I definitely feel that of I have to do good because someone looked at me and went, you have potential. I'm going to pour everything into that. And so I always feel like no matter what I do, I got to make myself proud, but I also feel like I'm still a reflection of these coaches.
What a wonderful, wonderful compliment for the entire staff. Bob, one of my friends, so I don't talk about him all that often, but man, he's a juggernaut in that same way, isn't he? Just the way in which he can motivate you and challenge you to do your best.
Yep. Before all of my events last year and even for my freshman year, I would go up to him and I go, I'm going to swim this time.
Yeah.
And he'd go, you're going to swim that time.
Yeah.
And then I'd go and I'd either swim it or I'd get really close to it.
Yeah.
He really worked with me on my 500, breaking down what splits I needed to get, which is something so just so
important.
Great.
Yeah.
It helped me so much.
All right, the swimmers taking a 5-minute break. We're going to take a break with them. You're watching Wolves Swim at the Shawnee Family YMCA on ShawneeCTV. Watch live.
So I own Dubs Power Wash and Soft Wash with my wife. We do exterior cleaning on homes, hard surfaces, soft wash on a house, gutter cleaning and gutter repairs, window cleaning and window screen repairs. Trying to help people out in our community and working with people, and it's been a great opportunity and met a lot of great people doing that too.
At McElroy and Owens Funeral Group, your loved one never leaves our care. From your first phone call at the time of loss through final resting, we are with you. Stop by McElroy and Owens for a visit today.
We are admiring this amazing hand-painted mural on the wall, so of course we had to ask Ryan who painted this mural. And come to find out, he sent a simple request to Matt Johnson, the principal here at Shawnee High School. He came into work early one day and found Matt Johnson had a projector painted this mural, and all of the students, the feedback was that all of the students absolutely love that. So, fun fact, Matt Johnson was an art teacher in his past life, and he still dabbles in it a little bit. I love the camaraderie with my alma mater, Shawnee High School, and so stories like this are so important to our entire community and just the morale of Shawnee Public Schools. Thank you so much, Matt Johnson, for your intentionality with the children. Bye-bye.
Discover the sweet side of Shawnee at St. Gregory's Abbey. Here our monks care for over 300 beehives and work together to package and provide pure, delicious local honey to our Shawnee neighbors.
Air Force One Heat and Air Conditioning offers competitive pricing, licensed technicians, and over 25 years of experience. Air Force One is a hometown company. Contact Tim or Terry Muirhead with Air Force One.
Gordon Cooper Technology Center has trade classes for all ages. These programs are not just for our high school students. They are for all ages, and you have the opportunity to get further educated within our community and pick up a trade skill today at Gordon Cooper Technology Center.
Castor Key Auto Mart, online or in person. Castor Key Auto Mart. They're good people to deal with. A&S Roofing. Quality roofing built to last. Dedicated to high quality work, pays attention to the details. So get started on your roofing project today with A&S Commercial and Residential Roofing and Contracting.
Experience the wholesome goodness of St. Gregory's Abbey. Our monks raise healthy, pasture-raised beef free from antibiotics and hormones. Available in the monks' marketplace inside the front monastery doors every Tuesday through Saturday.
A lot of people don't know we started Eric's Pharmacy in 1995. So we've been going strong for over 29 years. We had a chance to spruce things up, put in new flooring, new shelving, and it really came together beautifully. We invite everyone to come by and take a look.
It's Sonic Good at all 4 of our Shawnee locations. Great food, great fun, the best hamburgers in town. Keeps everybody smiling. Parties or gatherings, there's room for everyone. It's always a good time, Sonic good time at our Shawnee Sonic.
We are about to discover who Teacher of the Year is. So we are about to go around the school and pick up students and have a grand reveal who the Teacher of the Year is, right? Yeah. Woo!
For over 50 years, Fred's Tire and Battery has served Central Oklahoma with tires, batteries, and service for cars, trucks, and tractors. Friendly and affordable, with 2 locations in Shawnee. Fred's Tire and Battery, a name you can trust.
Hardesty Market in Delhi, a real butcher shop for over 80 years. Daily lunch specials just like Mom used to make. Best cuts of meat and even better people. Your family at Hardesty Market in Delhi.
So I own Dub's Power Wash and Soft Wash with my wife. We do exterior cleaning on homes, hard surfaces, soft wash on a house, gutter cleaning and gutter repairs, window cleaning and window screen repairs. Trying to help people out in our community and working with people, and it's been a great opportunity and met a lot of great people doing that too.
At McElroy and Owens Funeral Group, your loved one never leaves our care. From your first phone call at the time of loss through final resting, we are with you. Stop by McElroy and Owens for a visit today.
We are admiring this amazing hand-painted mural on the wall, so of course we had to ask Ryan who painted this mural. And come to find out, he sent a simple request to Matt Johnson, the principal here at Shawnee High School. He came into work early one day and found Matt Johnson had a projector painted this mural, and all of the students, the feedback was that all of the students absolutely love that. So Fun fact, Matt Johnson was an art teacher in his past life, and he still dabbles in it a little bit. I love the camaraderie with my alma mater, Shawnee High School, and so stories like this are so important to our entire community and just the morale of Shawnee Public Schools. Thank you so much, Matt Johnson, for your intentionality with the children. Bye-bye.
Discover the sweet side of Shawnee at St. Gregory's Abbey. Here our monks care for over 300 beehives and work together to package and provide pure, delicious local honey to our Shawnee neighbors.
But I got fifth, maybe.
We are back getting set for the girls' 100-yard butterfly. I'm with Clara Timmons here at the Shawnee Family YMCA pool, the home of the Lady Wolves. First of all, Clara, it feels good to be back here. Of course, last year you guys didn't even have a pool to practice in, as we're going to see in lane 2, Kylie Sarton for the Wolves compete in this 100-yard butterfly. But last year you guys couldn't swim. Your senior year, you didn't have a pool to swim in.
Nope, not one bit.
How did you make that work?
So the Citizen Potawatomi Nation was so kind to let us use their facility. It was a little therapeutic pool, but you know, water is water, and we trained on bungee cords. So they would hold us in place as we swam, which was a really interesting way to train. I mean, a lot of Olympic swimmers did this in COVID. They would, in their own little personal pools, they would do bungee training. So there was a lot built on it already. But Valerie had to make up a lot of it on her own. And so we would do about an hour training in the CPN pool, and then me and a few other girls would drive over to, we were part of a club team, and we would drive about 30 minutes out to the nearest club team, and we would practice there and practice back here, or drive back here.
So you actually had to train, and your teammates trained with bungees rather than being able to swim your races.
Yes, which building up endurance, I don't recommend that.
Yeah, a very creative way for the training to occur. Many places may have just locked the whole thing down and said, well, we're just not going to do swim this year, but that was not going to be the case when you have somebody like Valerie Colburn.
Yeah, well, I mean, we were favored to win 2024 after 2023. And so to look at that opportunity and go, no, we'll get it later. We didn't have later. We wanted to do this, and we wanted to beat all the odds because, I mean, it makes a pretty good story.
Yeah.
And I think that story was a big part of our push. We'll see Kylie Sarton here come in, finish pretty strongly. 100-yard butterfly, it's a tough race. You need all the endurance on this one. She finished beautifully.
Way to go, Kylie
Good
Sarton.
job, Kylie.
I think so.
Yeah.
Heat 1 of 2. She was in lane 2.
Yep.
And does a great job.
Yes.
All right, I saw you saying hello to some of your friends. Who were you talking to over there?
I was talking to Grayson's mom. She also is like another mom to me because I'm always over at their house when I'm home because, you know, the Simpsons are just a beautiful family. And then I was talking to my boyfriend, who's also timing. So.
Okay.
Yeah, I was making sure he's okay because this is all kind of new to him.
Fantastic. You're up at OSU now. He come down from OSU with you?
Yeah.
All right. And now stepping into the blocks, heat 2 of 2, we have for Shawnee, Kimberly Albers in lane 2 and Penelope Spence back in the pool in lane 3. In lane 1 from Mustang is Julian Hua, and in lane 4 from Mustang is Isabella Bethel. So our girls going against 6A competition.
And Kimberly Albers, she is a flyer. Like, butterfly is her event. And as you see, she pulls away from everyone else, and she'll probably keep this lead as well. I hope she keeps this lead. She gave me a run for my money last year. You know, she was the freshman, I was the senior, and she beat me a couple times, and I realized, oh, I gotta step it up a little bit. So it was really great being able to swim with her pushing me.
That's very important in growing a team, isn't it? Is bringing in the youngsters who can push the older crowd.
Yep, and it's a really important component of me being okay that she was pushing me. You got to understand, younger kids are going to come up behind you and they might be better than you, but that's not a sign for you to quit, and that's not a sign for you to kind of try to get them out of the race. That's a sign for you to encourage them by also trying to push them and keep pushing them. Like, if you're chasing me, I'm going to be running from you. So I think that's a really important part for some people to understand. And as I said, this is Kimberly's race, and she's finished way ahead of everybody. Penelope's coming in right behind her, looking strong as well.
Yep, pushing for second.
Yep, let's go, Penelope.
And the competitive edge of her coaches bringing her on.
Come on, girl. And it looks like she'll take second.
So a sophomore and freshman finish 1 and 2 respectively.
Yep.
As Spence and Albers. Albers coming in well in front of everyone in the 100-yard butterfly.
Yep.
Today, the Lady Wolves are up against 6A competition Mustang as well as Plainview High School. And in swimming, it's kind of interesting. There's 6A, which is the top 32 schools in the by number in the state, meaning by number of students. And then anybody 33 and lower drops to 5A.
Yes.
So Plainview, who's a 2A, 3A school, actually is a state competitor against Shawnee.
Yes. The way that they section that off is really interesting. I was 6A my freshman year. And so, bigger schools tend to have a little bit more funding, and so they're able to build their programs a lot. But we were still a competitor in 6A. We placed 4th my freshman year, which is beating out every other 6A school except, I think, Jinx and the Normans, 2 of the Norman schools.
Okay.
And so we were still, and then we came down to 5A, and we took off with it. And as you can tell, they're still taking off with it. But it is a really interesting dynamic because you'll have these smaller schools swimming up in 5A with us.
Yes. And I didn't realize that until this year that's actually how it broke up.
Yeah.
Interesting fact, again, about swimming. And talking about 6A, your freshman year, that points to the fact that you girls were state champions academically, and that was in the 6A realm, which is the largest division in the state for your academic prowess.
Yes. It was quite an accomplishment. Our coaches were really, really proud of that. And I think we weren't 100% sure what we did at first. We were like, well, we just go to school. Is this? And so one girl had a B on that whole team my freshman year.
Wow.
It was crazy.
That's wonderful. A wonderful accomplishment for another great Shawnee High School program. And now swimmers coming into the pool. Those were 2 Mustang swimmers, and now we have June Gao coming into the pool in lane 1 for Shawnee in the boys 100-yard freestyle.
Yep, I have seen June his entire swimming career because we actually started at the same time too. And that kid is strong.
Into the pool, he's up against some hard numbers. His personal best right now at 101, and he's up against the 256 swimmers.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see how June does here.
Yeah, and that's another thing about competing against 6A swimmers like Mustang is that they're swimming at kind of a bit of a higher level than 5A is. That's just how it sections off. And so being able to push ourselves against 6A gives us a higher chance of performing well in 5A. And so I think these 2 guys are exactly what June needs to push himself. I see he looked over a little bit. I hope he doesn't do that very much because he needs to focus on his own race. But he's competing with them. He's gaining on the guy in second or in third.
Second in lane 3.
In lane 3, yeah.
Yeah, so 1 and 3 really battling for second place as Scott Mason of Mustang kind of pulling away, but June may get a personal best here against these 2 guys.
Let's hope so. It is early in the season, so these PRs might
change.
They might change. They might.
You would expect
that
them
might
to
be
change.
that might have been at state, and so the summer you pull back a little bit, but that should have been really close to a PR, if not one.
So these are season PRs.
Yes.
Competitive.
Yes. So my PR for a while came from my sophomore year, going into my senior year.
Got you.
Yeah. So you never really know where the PRs came from, but they came from somewhere in your high school career. if that helps.
It does. And what we will get ready for next is going to be the 100-yard freestyle, and we're going to welcome back into the pool Kylie Sarton.
Sarton, yep.
And also, I'm sorry, Amy Dodge is on there as well. I don't want to miss Amy.
Yeah.
They're going to be the bookends to two Mustang swimmers. The Mustang swimmers, Booten Franken. And let's try this. We're both going to try this name.
Okay.
This is Bufa Shanto.
I'm gonna go with that. That
Oh,
sounds
come
good.
on, you got to try to say it.
I don't know. It's a really pretty name, though.
It
looks
is.
like it's Tatiana.
Tatiana.
Tatiana might be the first name, but this last name's really interesting. Really pretty.
Bufa Shanto. Shanto.
Yeah.
I love it.
It should be a really good race, though, because you go 20, 22, 20, or it's 20, 22, 24, 20, or 33. So there should be just enough space, but close enough together that should be fun to watch.
And that would be, for the Lady Wolves, that'd be Kylie's 124. And so she'll be pushing up against Tatiana and Layton from Mustangs, who is the 20 and the 22. So it should be interesting to see how this race plays out. They have not come up to the blocks as of yet. I don't think they're taking a break that I know of.
I don't see the timer anywhere, or Trey, who's our official. I see Coach Valerie setting up for the 500, which I'm really excited to see how Nylena and Kelly do in that, because Nylena qualified for state in the 500.
Okay.
She was my 500 buddy, and Kelly barely missed state, but I bet she gets it this year.
And that would be the 500 freestyle.
Yep.
And you're right. Many people in the community would lovingly remember Trey Davis.
Yes.
So when I was growing up, let me tell you a little story about Mr. Davis. He was the usher at the theater for us. That's how we knew Trey. Was because we were little kids. He was probably in high school, maybe just graduated, but right around there. So he was an old man, you know. And we would go and we'd pay Trey our money, and then he'd jump behind the concession and he'd get our popcorn, and that's how I've known Trey Davis forever.
He's a really, really nice guy. I know we've had our, Nylena Davis is his daughter, and Natalie Davis as well. And so he's been around swimming for a while, and he's always been a great supporter.
Yep. Natalie, one of those in the class of bringing Shawnee girls swim to the point, as she garnered, I believe, 2 years of state championships prior to her graduation, and a number of individual titles through the relays.
Yep, and she now swims at William Jewell.
Wonderful.
But yeah,
and
Trey's always a great person to have on our team.
So Kylie Sarton is in lane 1. That is
Yes.
the lane closest to us as a camera family. Then we have Tatiana and Layton of Mustang in lane 2 and 3. And then Amy Dodge of Shawnee is in lane 4.
Yeah. Those were good flip turns by the girls.
Yeah, and the group's staying together pretty well. But now they're going 500 yards, and that is how many?
So right now it's not going 500 yards.
Oh, it's
right now
100.
we're at just 100.
Okay.
Yeah.
So just 4 laps.
Yes. Yeah. Now, Amy and Kylie, this is their first season on the Wolves, and their strokes are looking really good. It took me about 3 years, maybe 4, to actually make it to where they're at right now in just a couple months. So I'm a little envious. They are determined and hardworking.
And you say that, Clara, by times. Is that correct? It's not by how they look in the pool or what they're doing there. It's about the overall times.
Sorta. I was not a pretty swimmer when I first started. There's videos of me like frog jumping off of the block, belly flopping in the water. So I mean, like, their appearance as like their strokes look really smooth. It looks like they're grabbing water. Their kicks are like boiling water, which is exactly what you want to see. But also, yes, also times.
So it looks like that Amy Dodge actually comes in 3rd. For the Lady Wolves here in Heat B, or Heat 1 of 2, I'm sorry. And we're about to go to Heat 2 of 2, and that's going to be our first opportunity to see Ashley McDonald today.
Yes. Ashley, audience probably has heard Ashley before yelling on the side of the pool. She is everyone's biggest fan and biggest supporter. And if you're worried no one's watching you swim, you know Ashley is, and Ashley's encouraging you every step of the way. And so now she kind of gets her moment along with Kimberly.
And Ashley will be in lane 2. Kimberly Albers, who we've seen already with a successful swim, is in lane 3, and they are neck and neck.
Yes.
With Ashley 101 PR for the year, seed time for the year, and Kimberly with a 102 seed time for the year.
Yep. They were on my winning 400 relay and 200 relay last year.
Ashley out in front. She's going to touch and spin first.
Yep. She's just got to keep it this next 50. And, you know, this is another kind of rivalry within the team, but it's so good for them because they, you know, it's like the idea of we rise by lifting others. We get faster by pushing each other. So it looks like Kimberly looks a bit on her feet. We'll see on this last 25 if Kimberly kicks it in or if Ashley takes it, but they're good swims from both swimmers.
And with that being said, both these girls perhaps pushing for a state title in this event?
Possibly. I'm not 100% sure how Valerie and Bob are going to orchestrate who swims what. We're early enough in the season that, you know, everyone's kind of able to swim everything, getting a true understanding of who is like who's like top
who's going to do what?
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Who's going to do what? Because, you know, it's putting a puzzle piece together to make a championship team, and we want to make sure we fit those in correctly. But I think they definitely could if they wanted to.
Well, and that's something to consider as our next race is going to be the boys 100, and it's going to be heat two of 2, and it will have 2 Mustang swimmers in it. We will stay here through that heat, and then we have another boys swimmer coming up, and that's going to be June Gao again, who is swimming in the fastest heat for the boys 100-yard freestyle. And when we talk about that, meaning the coaches are placing people at state, this might not be, say, Ashley's race. Talk a little bit about that. Why is she competing in this right now if it's not where she's ultimately going to compete later?
So the way Valerie and Bob arrange their practices is everyone hits everything. And so there was a time where I did not think I was an endurance swimmer at all, but they were still practicing me in the endurance way. And so I kind of got good at that unknowingly. And so it's just really like, you know, you may have a day where all of a sudden, bam, you can do whatever event. And they want to know where that's at.
And so
and like Ashley's a really versatile swimmer. Ashley, I 100% believe can jump in the pool and swim anything. And so it's figuring out what the best she can do because we want her at the very best.
We need that,
yes,
correct?
Absolutely.
And so as a coaching strategy, they're giving opportunity to for growth all throughout the year because it really only is determined at the end what the strategy will be going into that final tournament.
Yeah, once regionals happens, it's set in stone. But and it's also a way to kind of throw other people off because if we all of a sudden are shifting people everywhere, well, other opponents don't know exactly what we're putting in yet or where we're putting them in.
Understood.
And so it's kind of another little strategy to keep people on their toes.
Which makes sense because in swimming, if somebody could, is there a limit to the number of events that somebody could swim?
Yes. So 2 events per person and 2 relays per person.
So 4 events total, 2 and 2.
Yes. Which is really different from a Y swimmer. 6 events was the cap. So you do 4 individuals and 2 relays. And so when I came to high school, and I was like, oh, I only have 2 events. This is wonderful.
June Gao in the pool. He has a seed time this year of under a minute, which is a pretty good seed time. He's up against 2 Mustang swimmers, and he might win this one, Clara.
Yeah, he might. Let's kick it in, June. Yeah, he could if he holds on to it. Once again, it's really early in the season, so going off, I never trust PRs on the page.
Yeah.
Sometimes coaches will maybe not put the right time, and you never know what that person's going to perform that day.
Understood. And that makes more sense with me is since you started swimming, probably since about your freshman year may have been our first year to do swimming.
I think it was.
I've noticed before that somebody might not have a very good seed time and they blow everybody out of the water, and I have never understood that might be what just happened. Is it, well, that's the number that he swam 2 weeks or 2 months ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And now we're putting him back in the water, and he just blows it out.
Yes. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yes.
So June with another good showing.
Really good showing. I mean, you may not understand this, and the crowd might not understand this, but they look like all the Shawnee Wolves, Lady Wolves, all the two boys. They look really strong tonight, which is really, really excellent.
Yeah. It's fun to see the confidence factor kick in, and when you see state championships, when you're on the boys squad, and the boys squad last year finished 4th.
Yes.
Is that right?
No, that was my
junior year.
Yes.
So the boys have had some success, but when you're around that state championship podium, it really breeds to the next class, doesn't it?
Yes. Winning a state championship, I don't know. I remember it, but almost like a dream. Probably because I was crying a lot of the time, because I was just like, oh my gosh, we actually did it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely a different atmosphere, because then it's like, oh, it paid off.
Yes.
We've reached our goals.
And so the girls jump into the pool for the 500-yard freestyle, and these are a couple of girls you were looking forward to watch. This is Kelly Templeton in the far lane, lane 4, and Nylena Davis in lane 3. Yes. Nylena comes in with a 6:17 seed time. 1 seed time in lane 2. Isabella Bethel is sub 6 minutes, so this should be a good test for the Shawnee swimmers in lane 3 and 4.
Yes, absolutely. The 500 was my main event. I know this race by the back of my hand, and it is so difficult to find your pacing strategy. It wasn't until I sat down with my coach and was like, what do I need to do?
Yeah.
But it's a long race. It's a mental race for sure. You have to be engaged 100% of the time. And in a race this long, it can get so difficult. But
well, it looks like Nylena, has just thrown it to the wind and said, you know what, I'm blowing everybody away.
Yeah. And if she
she looks strong.
She looks strong, yeah. The trick is to keep this pace, because we are only in the first 100. And she has 4 more, so I'm hoping she can keep this pace. She got B final of state last year. She looked me in the eye over the summer, because I had the opportunity to be an assistant coach for the YMCA team, and she was practicing with us over at the with the Y. And I looked at her and I was like, your state time was so good. I'm excited to see what you do next season. She looks me in the eye and goes, oh, I'm getting in the A final. And she's getting in that A final. The look in her eye, I have no doubt.
And Nylena is what class?
She is a sophomore. So this is her second year on the team.
And if I recall, at about that time, Big Sister's coming home as well, and she might have heard about it a little bit from Big Sister.
Yeah, well, Natalie and Nylena have been on the YMCA team together for a really long time.
Yeah.
And so, there is that. And then she also has an older sister who swam for a little bit.
Okay.
And so there definitely is a swimming legacy within this family, and they're the kindest people, but the hardworking, and so she's definitely there's a bit of a legacy there, but Nylena is paving her path.
And she's working on lapping the other swimmers in the pool. And
then we see Kelly Templeton. She looked me in the eye and was like, oh, I'm making state this year. And so I'm excited to see how she does this race as well, because they're both two very determined girls, and they're they've kind of taken over for me in this race.
And you feel good about that.
Yeah,
I love it.
100%.
I can see that you're proud in your whole demeanor of these two girls.
Yeah.
They're kind of like your kids, aren't they?
A little. They're like I think of everyone on this team as like a brother or a sister. As I said, Val and Bob are kind of like my honorary parents at times.
Yeah.
And so I think of everyone as a sibling. There's nothing I wouldn't do for those girls in the pool and out of the pool. But they're getting at it. They're staying strong.
I believe we're at the halfway mark.
I believe so.
With Nylena.
I believe so as well. Tennille is keeping that number just hidden enough from me, but I believe she is past the halfway, because it is 20-25s, about 20 laps. It's a long one.
Yeah, and I see some that she has lapped. She's on 13, just hit 13.
Yep. So she'll hit 15, 17, and then red. And then that's when they'll sound the cowbell. And that's when you know she'll bring it home, because she is just blowing everyone out of the water.
She is, and she's...
I expected a different race based off of the times put on the timesheet, but it's all Nylena right now, and Kelly's doing strong as well too. She's...
When you see Nylena now, you can kind of talk about the pace, because right now she is fighting through some sort of battle within herself, because you can see that
she has slowed her pace.
She has slowed it,
yes.
yeah, and she's working. It's a little bit of a labor now.
Yes, yeah. It's just getting through it.
She worked so smoothly early in the race.
Yes, and now you can kind of see there's a bit more weight in her shoulders. I still remember that feeling of that weight, but she's going to push through it just fine.
Yeah, that's why this is preseason.
Yep. Everyone watch out. The Lady Wolves are going to be coming in strong for sure.
Yeah, and we can talk a little bit about that. How likely is a four-peat from a four-peater herself with the academic? I'm going to start bragging that. I did not know that. That's for sure. Go ahead.
It was the COVID years, and I don't mean to. It was a long time ago, so I recognize that it's not as relevant. But
how about the four-peat this year? How likely for these girls with what you know through your experiences?
If these girls bring to the table what they brought to the table last year, and now that there's more of them, and we've been seeing really great performances from the new ones, I think it's pretty likely. I haven't been keeping track of any other teams' numbers at all. I'm sure Coach Bob knows, because he's a very big statistics guy. And there we see the cowbell for Nylena, and she's gonna bring it home to first. But I think it's likely. I would be really surprised if they don't get it, but if they don't, they'll be real close.
That's wonderful. Yeah.
We just gotta make sure that they have fun.
Have fun?
Yes, because it can get stressful at times.
Yes.
It's a little bit of weight on your shoulders, but if they have fun with it and they keep it up, I think it is real possible.
How proud of Nylena now as she brings it home, and she's got that stroke back. Now she's back to her first lap stroke.
Yep. Way to go, Nylena. That was beautiful.
Push.
And now Kelly Templeton comes in, and she's finishing up her race, also looking really strong.
Yes.
I think I mentioned earlier, I've known Kelly forever.
Yep. One of your close friends.
Yep.
And just to give you a heads up, at the end of this race, we have a 500-yard boys freestyle, which we will not cover. There are no Shawnee swimmers in that, so the break will be extended. If you need to go get some milk and cookies or something, go do it. But we will be coming back to the girls' 200-yard freestyle relay, and then our next boys event, the 200-yard freestyle relay, should be a bit of a treat for many as well. As Templeton...
Her cowbell's about to ring. Come on, Kelly. Let's bring it home.
Still working it.
Let's go, Kelly. Go, 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 go. Looks like Lane 2 will bring in second place. Lane 2 brings in second place. And it looks like Kelly will be fighting for third, because there's a Mustang girl in lane 1. Let's see. I think Kelly's got it, though. Kelly will kick it in this last 25.
And who is that yelling at her?
That's Ashley McDonald. Ashley was my big 500 supporter. I looked her in the eye and said, "You're in charge of counting, and no one else is." Because you can feel the energy from the number that she shakes. It's just, she's so proud.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And there we go.
Way to go, Kelly.
Kelly Templeton finishes
Beautiful.
Up, and Shawnee finishes first and third.
Yep.
Congratulations there. We will be back after an extended break. You're watching Lady Wolves and Wolves
Discover
Swim
the sweet side of Shawnee at
ShawneeCTV.
St. Gregory's
Together
Abbey.
we build community.
Here our
one
monks
seed
care for over 300 beehives and work together to package and provide pure, delicious local honey to our Shawnee neighbors.
Air Force One Heat and Air Conditioning offers competitive pricing, licensed technicians, and over 25 years of experience. Air Force One is a hometown company. Contact Tim or Terry Muirhead with Air Force One.
Gordon Cooper Technology Center has trade classes for all ages. These programs are not just for our high school students. They are for all ages, and you have the opportunity to get further educated within our community and pick up a trade skill today at Gordon Cooper Technology Center.
Castor Key Auto Mart. Online or in person. Castor Key Auto Mart. They're good people to deal with. A&S Roofing. Quality roofing built to last. Dedicated to high quality work, pays attention to the details. So get started on your roofing project today with A&S Commercial and Residential Roofing and Contracting.
Experience the wholesome goodness of St. Gregory's Abbey. Our monks raise healthy, pasture-raised beef free from antibiotics and hormones. Available in the Monks Marketplace inside the front monastery doors every Tuesday through Saturday.
A lot of people don't know we started Eric's Pharmacy in 1995. So we've been going strong for over 29 years. We had a chance to spruce things up, put in new flooring, new shelving, and it really came together beautifully. We invite everyone to come by and take a look.
It's Sonic Good at all 4 of our Shawnee locations. Great food, great fun, the best hamburgers in town. Keeps everybody smiling. Parties or gatherings, there's room for everyone. It's always a good time, Sonic Good Time at our Shawnee Sonic.
We are about to discover who Teacher of the Year is. So we are about to go around the school and pick up students and have a grand reveal who the Teacher of the Year is, right? Yeah.
For over 50 years, Fred's Tire and Battery has served Central Oklahoma with tires, batteries, and service for cars, trucks, and tractors. Friendly and affordable, with 2 locations in Shawnee. Fred's Tire and Battery, a name you can trust.
Hardesty Market in Dell, a real butcher shop for over 80 years. Daily lunch specials just like Mom used to make. Best cuts of meat and even better people. Your family at Hardesty Market in Delhi.
So I own Dub's Power Wash and Soft Wash with my wife. We do exterior cleaning on homes, hard surfaces, soft wash on a house, gutter cleaning and gutter repairs, window cleaning and window screen repairs. Trying to help people out in our community and working with people, and it's been a great opportunity and met a lot of great people doing that too.
Gordon Cooper Technology Center has trade classes for all ages. These programs are not just for our high school students, they are for all ages, and you have the opportunity to get further educated within our community and pick up a trade skill today at Gordon Cooper Technology Center.
Castor Key Auto Mart. Online or in person. Castor Key Auto Mart. They're good people to deal with. Air Force One Heat and Air Conditioning offers competitive pricing, licensed technicians, and over 25 years of experience. Air Force One is a hometown company. Contact Tim or Terry Muirhead with Air Force One. A&S Roofing. Quality roofing built to last. Dedicated to high quality work, pays attention to the details. So get started on your roofing project today with A&S Commercial and Residential Roofing and Contracting.
Experience the wholesome goodness of St. Gregory's Abbey. Our monks raise healthy, pasture-raised beef free from antibiotics and hormones. Available in the monks' marketplace inside the front monastery doors every Tuesday through Saturday. Our beef is exclusively available at the monks' marketplace. Taste the difference that care and quality make. And visit our serene landscape to pick up your perfect cut.
So I own Dub's Power Wash and Soft Wash with my wife. We do exterior cleaning on homes, hard surfaces, soft wash on a house, gutter cleaning and gutter repairs, window cleaning and window screen repairs. Trying to help people out in our community and working with people, and it's been a great opportunity and met a lot of great people doing that too.
A lot of people don't know we started Eric's Pharmacy in 1995. So we've been going strong for over 29 years. We had a chance to spruce things up, put in new flooring, new shelving, and it really, really came together beautifully. We invite everyone to come by and take a look.
We are admiring this amazing hand-painted mural on the wall, so of course we had to ask Ryan who painted this mural. And come to find out, he sent a simple request to Matt Johnson, the principal here at Shawnee High School. He came into work early one day and found Matt Johnson had a projector painted this mural, and all of the students, the feedback was that all of the students absolutely love that. So, fun fact, Matt Johnson was an art teacher in his past life, and he still dabbles in it a little bit. I love the camaraderie with my alma mater, Shawnee High School, and so stories like this are so important to our entire community and just the morale of Shawnee Public Schools. Thank you so much, Matt Johnson, for your intentionality with the children. Bye-bye. We are about to discover who Teacher of the Year is. So we are about to go around the school and pick up students and have a grand reveal who the Teacher of the Year is, right? Yeah.
For over 50 years, Fred's Tire and Battery has served Central Oklahoma with tires, batteries, and service for cars, trucks, and tractors. Friendly and affordable, with 2 locations in Shawnee. Fred's Tire and Battery, a name you can trust.
We are back as the girls' 200-yard freestyle relay setting up in the pool as only one heat, I guess, in this, Clara Timmons. We're going to have 2 Shawnee teams in lane 2 and the B team in lane 4. So no names listed there. We're going to depend on you to give us the names, and it looks like it's going to be a little while because there is some warming up going on.
Yep.
Talk to us a little bit about what's going on right now.
So right now they're just warming up. They're getting loose. Swimming, that water is cold. And so if you don't warm up and you just dive straight into it, your muscles are going to seize a little bit, but they're going to get warm so they're able to do the best of their ability.
And it looks like only Shawnee swimmers are in the pool. Do they do it team by team?
No, and so there is one Mustang or Plainview, I believe that's Plainview swimmer in lane 3. I think a lot of it is our coaches put so much stress on warming up and cooling down. Mm-hmm. And I mean, this is our home turf, so we feel real comfortable getting in the water. But I do notice a lot of other teams, maybe not these ones specifically, but they don't stress as much on that, so they may not get in the water, but that's just something trained into us that we have to.
So the coaching mentality is saying, no, get in there, get your muscles warmed back up, and they do it after the 500, which is a long break. Well, most of these swimmers have not been able to touch the pool in the last 20 minutes.
Yes, yeah, that's another thing is like how long has it been since you've been in the water? I would do the 100 butterfly, 500, 200 freestyle, and then 400 freestyle relay. And so this break right here is almost always in swim meets, and this would be my saving grace between that 500 freestyle and that 200 relay. We love our breaks for sure.
And did you end up in the times at the state tournament, which would all be run this same way? Did you have to challenge yourself that way, the same? Meaning you got the break after the 500 with the guys going, and then there was a short break. Then you were right in the pool to try to win a state championship.
Yes. So after that 500, I medaled. I wasn't super pleased with my performance, but I had to section that off in my brain and go to the next thing. So I get out of the pool for the 500. I go to the warm-up pool or the cool-down pool. I cool down, and then I get the go-ahead. You have to warm back up again. So as I get cold, I have to warm back up and then hop right back in for that relay.
You bring up an interesting point. There's actually a cool-down that's different than a warm-up?
Yes. So cooling down, you're not sprinting. So for my cool down, at least, I know a lot of my my past teammates, our cool down, you come out of a race and your muscles are tense. And in order to prevent a cramp, you got to work that out a little bit. And so I'll do a little bit of easy backstroke, just feeling the water, taking your time. It's like a little Sunday stroll. And then a warm-up, I'll practice some sprints. And so I'll get in, maybe do a 25 sprint. Or I'll get in and I'll do some turns, and I'll kind of start moving a little quicker so that once I get in there, my body remembers what that quick felt like.
Gotcha. It's almost like, I love what you said, just feeling the water, and it's almost like a massage to the muscles that you're just saying, okay, boys, girls, it's time to slow down.
Yeah.
Slow down, come back to normal. But you don't want to be that way before a race. You want your blood pumping and you want it going, so you got to re-pump your blood.
Yes, a little bit, but not too much, because if you warm up too much, then that can be you can wear yourself out before your race, and you don't want that.
Wow. It's a balancing act that makes coaching that much more important, because your years with Val where it was able to train you on exactly what you were supposed to do there.
Yeah, exactly. Valerie, every time when I do my little pep talk to the girls last year, I'd go, listen, we're just here to show off. Valerie took care of everything else for us. We just had to show up, and Valerie pointed us in the right direction, and we're able to go from there.
That's awesome. And Clara, were you the only senior last year?
I was the only girl. Trayden Rakestraw was the other senior boy, but I was the only other girl.
How was that, being the only senior leader?
It was
on your girls' team.
It was kind of a little lonely, but I'm one that likes attention. I'm going to be honest. I'll admit to that. So I did kind of like the attention, but it was a little lonely at times. But, I didn't really have a lot of time to focus on that.
Yes.
Because we had a championship meet, so I didn't have time to focus on what was happening with that. I will say Hara High School, we were unable to host our own senior night. Hara High School went, hey, we'll invite you to ours. That was the night, we have last year we had a really good relationship with the Hara High School swimmers, because they let us swim in their pool a couple times.
Yeah.
And that meant the world to me that they were able to let me have a senior night.
How wonderful that is. It takes partners like that. Like the YMCA, the parents wanted us to make sure that we give plenty of shout-outs to the YMCA and the wonderful home that they have provided for Shawnee High School Swim. They are so happy to be back here. And now, Clara, you take over this race if you would, because I want you saying the names of the racers as they come in if you can, because it's got to go by heart, because we don't have a list of our racers.
Okay, so it looks like we got Grayson Simpson in lane 2 starting us off strong. I believe that might be Micah Tape in lane 4. I'm going to say it's Micah Tape. I'll see her when she gets out. But we have Mackenzie Birch stepping up in lane 2. And I believe that is Amy stepping up in lane 4, Amy Dodge.
In lane 2 is a team that right now would probably be chased by everybody else in the state for a state championship.
Absolutely. These guys, they've got a lot of eyes on them. We had a lot of eyes on us last year, but people pushed us off because we didn't have a pool. But they've got a lot of eyes. They've got a lot of targets on their backs this year.
And so Birch is in the pool now?
I believe so. Yes. Dive McKenzie. We see Ashley McDonald. Beautiful dive in. We've got Kaleo on lane 4, about to dive in, take over for Amy. And they are moving ahead.
They are. You can really see Ashley's head down and just flailing away.
Her technique is great.
Yeah, they probably don't like me using the flailing term, but
I mean, it may look that way to y'all, but trust me, there's a method behind the madness.
Yes, it looks
Kimberly Albers is about to dive in, and there you go, Kimberly. That was great. She's going to hold that pretty well.
And you see them make the little square before they jump in. What are they doing?
It looks like a U. You know, like the University of, I guess, Miami? They do the U.
Yeah.
It's like that. So you keep the swimmer in between your two thumbs so you can track them. And then once they go to about your feet, then you swing your arms backwards.
Okay. Because that gives them time to touch the wall.
Yes, and then that gets your momentum swinging forward. Okay.
So
beautiful. Our A relay takes that home. I believe, not 100% sure who's in the water for lane 4, but they are moving as well. I see that they have a beautiful kick. I believe that might be Jadelyn. That might be Jadelyn, or that might be Penelope, I want to say.
Okay.
Man, it's so nice that they have 2 relays. I don't really remember a time when we could have 2 relays, but that's amazing.
Lane 4 comes in 3rd, so we have lane 2 as a first, lane 4 as a third. Another great showing by the girls.
Yep.
Now, again, you're going to take over this one, as I guess you have some special people involved in this one, as well as June Gao and Cody Duncan. It's funny because I was thinking Duncan, but that's one of those last name, first name things.
Yes. So we've got Cody Duncan and June Gao. Those are our 2 fearless warriors, the 2 representing the Shawnee Wolves, and they're representing them well. And then we have some exhibition swimmers swimming alongside them because, you know, they're not able to have a relay. And we want to be able to give our swimmers the best chance to just have fun, to practice, exactly. Because Cody and June are very young swimmers. Cody is a sophomore, and so is June. So, you know, if we get more boys next year, we're going to want them to be in practice.
Yes.
So.
And by exhibition swimmers, it just means swimmers that swim along, and so our results in this race won't naturally match against other results in the race, but it's an experience race.
Yes, exactly. So our relays won't count for overall points.
Right.
But it's just to get them, I mean, every swimming up until regionals and state are going to be just practices.
And Duncan into the pool now.
And we saw him in the freestyle earlier, and he took really well to that. So.
And he looks like he's holding his own here.
Absolutely.
And June Yao in the pool.
Yep. Let's go, June. Smacking the water a little bit there, but he's still holding his own.
And the exhibition Shawnee team pushing for second here.
Yes.
We can keep score.
Yeah. Yeah, we can. Sure.
We want our team to win.
Absolutely.
And the last exhibition swimmer into the pool.
Yep.
Let's see if we can make up some time.
I will say this, the exhibition swimmers are a little bit out of practice, but I mean, that's a little impressive that they're still. I know if I got into the water today, it would not be anything like I was.
It's not like they're swimming the 500.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
So, Shawnee.
Swimming is such a sport where you have to keep in practice if you want to be anywhere near what you were. And I have not been keeping in that great of practice. So.
Well, we forgive you, state champion. As The boys' 200-yard freestyle relay exhibition squad does come in second. Good job for them.
Yep.
And it's going to bring up the girls' 100-yard backstroke, which in race 1 will be KK Citizen. But anytime you mention the 100-yard or the backstroke with Shawnee Lady Wolves swimmers, you have to think about one of the best all-time swimmers in the state of swimming. And that would be Piper McNeil. She was a teammate of yours for 3 years.
Yep.
And talk a little bit about Piper and her leadership ability and a race like this one, the backstroke.
Oh, man, Piper McNeil, she is just, whenever I think of Piper McNeil, not only do I think about like the best backstroker in Oklahoma, but I think about just an amazing friend. She was one of the most humble people you'll ever meet. She did a lot of her work behind the scenes, and then she'd step up, be amazing, get out of the pool like it was nothing. But being on Piper's team, definitely like, oh, we're on Piper's team. Piper's amazing. Well, we want to be like Piper. We want to support her and represent her too. Mm-hmm. And so, every time I'm in the water, I'm like, oh, well, if I do bad, well, I'm on Piper's team. I shouldn't be doing bad.
Wow.
And so she, especially last year, because even though she wasn't on the team, she left a legacy. Her, Natalie, and Michaela Tinkle, they left a legacy last year. And so we had to step up to that. And Piper, she was always encouraging. And, she may have just been encouraging with her words, but with her actions. Because, I've got the best backstroker in Oklahoma on my team. I can't not be good because she's amazing. And she's just, man, I could say so much about Piper. She's right now swimming at the University of Missouri and doing really well. And I'm really proud of her, and I'm just so honored she was able to be on my team. But right now we got Kaleo, lane 3, backstroke.
And this is the 100 backstroke, so it will be 4 back and forth. Something that I want to relate in what you said was it's like Ashley and the electricity you felt from your teammate in the 500 and how it propelled you to be better. And yet your teammate wasn't even there, but it was that teammate that helped you to be better.
Yes. I loved the environment on the Shawnee High School swim team. Because, I think it's really easy. It's a very individual sport, so it's really easy to compare yourself to each other. There's no comparison. It's I want you to get better, because if you're better, I'm better, we're better. It all just works out. I think I did an interview with CTV back in, I believe, February, and I said, your success is mine and my success is yours. And I still 100% stand by that's kind of a motto for Shawnee swimming.
We love that, Clara Timmons. As KK coming up to finish. She looks strong coming in, and again, she's just a month in the pool after a very successful volleyball season. Again with Micah Tape and also
Yes.
and also Harley. I have not seen Harley swim tonight.
I did not. I believe Harley is acting as manager tonight. I see her behind the blocks.
Okay.
She'll get her chance, though.
Oh, yeah.
I know Harley will.
Another championship swimmer.
Absolutely. Yeah, she's been there. She was there for 23 and 24.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay.
Now this is heat number 2 of 2. So we've got Grayson Simpson in lane 2, and we've got Tennille Kidd in lane 3, and those two are going to be pushing each other.
Yes. So Tennille Kidd led off the backstroke in the medley relay last February in state for that the relay that finished first in the B finals and set that tone for us last state. So she you look at her backstroke and it's just her technique is just beautiful. And then Grayson, of course, it's Grayson Simpson. She's gonna definitely get this, or she's gonna be pushed to get this.
And Grayson in this event swam alongside Piper. Am I correct with that?
I don't remember that thoroughly, but I know she has raced Piper a couple times.
Sure.
And I see the girl in first is going to give her a run for her money. Let's go, Grayson.
We love it.
Come on, Grayson. And then Tennille is looking strong.
And that's Kate Brown in lane 1 who won her first race.
Oh, come on, Grayson.
And she's right there with Grayson.
Okay, Grayson, pick it up. Come on, Grayson, you got it. It's pushing her for sure, and that's exactly what we want her to do. Okay, Grayson, that was good. That's still a good swim. And then Tennille. Beautiful.
Tennille comes in third. Grayson first or second. Another fabulous race by the Shawnee Lady Wolves.
Yes.
And another moment for us to be able to step away. You are watching Lady Wolves and Wolves Swim on ShawneeCTV. Together we're building community one season at a time.
Hardesty Market in Delhi, a real butcher shop for over 80 years. Daily lunch specials just like Mom used to make. Best cuts of meat and even better people. Your family at Hardesty Market in Delhi.
Discover the sweet side of Shawnee at St. Gregory's Abbey. Here our monks care for over 300 beehives and work together to package and provide pure, delicious local honey to our Shawnee neighbors. The bees and their keeper can communicate. The beekeeper can hear when they're in distress and helps in turn. This partnership of mutual encouragement is a reflection of the harmony and balance we strive for at St. Gregory's Abbey.
At McElroy and Owens Funeral Group, your loved one never leaves our care. From your first phone call at the time of loss through final resting, we are with you. Stop by McElroy and Owens for a visit today.
It's Sonic Good at all 4 of our Shawnee locations. Great food, great fun, the best hamburgers in town. Keeps everybody smiling. Parties or gatherings, there's room for everyone. It's always a good time, Sonic good time at our Shawnee Sonic.
Gordon Cooper Technology Center has trade classes for all ages. These programs are not just for our high school students, they are for all ages, and you have the opportunity to get further educated within our community and pick up a trade skill today at Gordon Cooper Technology Center.
Castor Key Auto Mart, online or in person. Castor Key Auto Mart. They're good people to deal with. Air Force One Heat and Air Conditioning offers competitive pricing, licensed technicians, and over 25 years of experience. Air Force One is a hometown company. Contact Tim or Terry Muirhead with Air Force One. A&S Roofing. Quality roofing built to last. Dedicated to high-quality work, pays attention to the details. So get started on your roofing project today with A&S Commercial and Residential Roofing and Contracting.
Experience the wholesome goodness of St. Gregory's Abbey. Our monks raise healthy, pasture-raised beef free from antibiotics and hormones. Available in the Monks Marketplace inside the front monastery doors every Tuesday through Saturday. Our beef is exclusively available at the Monks Marketplace. Taste the difference that care and quality make, and visit our serene landscape to pick up your perfect cut.
So I own Dub's Power Wash and Soft Wash with my wife. We do exterior cleaning on homes, hard surfaces, soft wash on a house, gutter cleaning and gutter repairs, window cleaning and window screen repairs. Trying to help people out in our community and working with people, and it's been a great opportunity and met a lot of great people doing that too.
A lot of people don't know we started Eric's Pharmacy in 1995. So we've been going strong for over 29 years. We had a chance to spruce things up, put in new flooring, new shelving, and it really, really came together beautifully. We invite everyone to come by and take a look.
We are admiring this amazing hand-painted mural on the wall. So of course we had to ask Ryan who painted this mural.
As we come back to the Shawnee Family YMCA, I'm privileged to sit along Clara Timmons, 4-time state champion. Team state champion, I should say. And we get to look at Jaden's shots now, Clara, as she swims the 100-yard breaststroke.
Yep.
you talked earlier about how difficult the breaststroke is. Go through that again for us and the challenge that faces Jadelyn.
So Jadelyn is kind of naturally a breaststroker. I don't know if the audience can see it, but her kick is just really natural. But that kick there is you bring your legs up, out, and around, which is the best way I can say it without being able to physically like demonstrate it. But it's just very technical, and a lot of people's legs aren't built that way. That's why if you do it wrong, you can actually injure your knee, which is what happened to me my 8th grade year. And then the arms, you know, you're pulling so much, your arms are out in front of you, and they twist to the opposite sides, and then you bring it up to your chest, and then you shoot it out. And so you're doing a lot it's a lot of back work, and then you're trying to focus on your kick, and then it's very getting them down together. It's really easy to disqualify in this race. So there's just a lot of technicality going on, and to being able to focus on all of that at one time in a sprint, it's I have so much respect for breaststrokers because I just was never able to get it down in 9 years of swimming.
And Jadelyn, this is a really good example, I think, of the kick that you're talking about, because I realize now when I do the breaststroke, maybe I'm doing what most people do, which is almost like a side kick. It's like one leg is doing most of the work and the other leg is not, whereas you're supposed to spread both legs out and push off.
Yes.
Both legs out and push off.
Yes, that's how I messed up my knee, was because one leg was doing more work than the other, but you have to do them simultaneously, or else that's a disqualification.
No wonder my knees hurt.
Maybe.
Okay. As Jadelyn finishes up here, and we're going to
job with Jadelyn.
Yeah, we're going to welcome into the pool now a few Shawnee swimmers as they really fill up heat number 2. And that means they are some of the best swimmers in this building right now. 3 of the 4 from Shawnee, 1 from 6A Mustang. As we're going to have Ashley McDonald, which has the best seed time coming into today, but she has it only by 0.4 of a second over her teammate, Mackenzie Birch. Yep. So we would think we're going to see a strong race here. And then there's Micah Tape, who is a strong breaststroke person, but just has not been in the pool very long this season. For sure.
Ashley and Mackenzie, they're gonna push each other a lot this season if the coaches keep them in this race. You know, Ashley's always like, Jadelyn's a natural breaststroker, and so are these girls right here. Micah, like one of the first days of her being in the pool last year, Valerie went breaststroke. And then Mackenzie and Ashley, I've grown up with them. They've always been breaststrokers, and so they're built for this. And I'm excited to see this race because they're going to go neck and neck, but that's exactly what we want from them.
Mackenzie held the lead until the turn. Ashley with a flawless turn. She really picks up space on her turn. Let's see if she does it again. She did. She picks up so much space on her turn.
That turn is so crucial. That was my downfall in my swimming career, was my legs weren't strong enough to push off that wall. But these girls, like Ashley especially, they've got it. That's exactly what we want from them.
They are neck and neck coming in. And this is
Let's go, girls.
Ashley trailing Mackenzie, so it's the senior trailing the junior, correct?
Yeah. It's the senior trailing the freshman.
Mackenzie's a freshman. This is exactly what you were talking about last year.
Yeah. I was really lucky to have Kimberly Albers as trailing me or beating me. This is the same thing. And honestly, as long as they make sure, they can be rivals in the pool, but the second they get out of the pool, they're teammates. And as you saw, they just high-fived after it because, they know the hard work they're both putting in. And it's just going to make them better. As long as that S is in first place,
that's what matters.
That's what matters. We want first and second. That's how we get the most points.
Right, and if they're within 4 100s, that gives the coaches so much of an opportunity to build teams around them.
Yeah.
That's a wonderful thing to watch.
Yeah, I'm really excited for them. Breaststroke used to not be a very strong suit for Shawnee just because we really only had Natalie, Selman, and Ashley. But now we're getting more, and as I said, it's a hard stroke, and so the more people we can get around that, the better.
And to have a freshman in Mackenzie doing so well, that breeds well for the Shawnee Lady Wolves. Next in, the boys' 100-yard breaststroke, and for the boys, it's going to be Cody Duncan in the far lane, lane number 3, as he's going to work it out in the pool.
Yeah. Let's go, Cody. Man, I remember last year, you know, he'd be with his family at our little swim family parties that we do, because, you know, our booster club is so generous with us, and like they'd host little get-togethers for us and our families. And I remember seeing Cody, and me and Jadlyn would tease him all the time, like, you got to get in the pool. Look at, you're built for it. You got to get in the pool. And then I came to the first home meet a couple weeks ago, and I looked over, I saw him in the suit, I was like, did you pick up swimming? And he was like, yeah, I really like it. And I'm like, you're doing great at it, man. You should have been doing this all along.
That's great. And that's how it works, isn't it? The encouragement from others so often propels the younger kids or the younger generation to do things that perhaps they wouldn't have stepped out of their comfort zone to accomplish.
Yeah, I mean, right now I'm targeting my younger sister because I'm like, listen, if we get you in the pool right now, trust me, you can do great things. Which I don't know. I think she's going to go off on a different path. But, yeah, swimming, at least when I was at Shawnee High School, we were kind of known for being a little aggressive towards people, trying to get more people in our program. Yeah. Just because it's like, come on, we have such a good chance at state championship. Why wouldn't you take it? And we just have such a great community and environment.
So Cody Duncan.
He did great.
Comes across second place there in that race.
Yep.
You see the leader in heat give a little bit of a fist bump.
Yep.
So now we're going to go into another race that is void of Shawnee racers. So let's just talk overall, Clara, about the different things that you've witnessed tonight. And as a four-time state champion, what's impressive that continues forward that you're seeing tonight with the Shawnee swim teams?
I'm just impressed that they're holding their own. I think a lot of people, you know, coming off a state championship, it can kind of be a little bit of a high where you're just like, oh, we're great, all this stuff. I mean, Valerie never lets us be that, like, proud of ourselves. I only say that now that I'm removed from the situation.
Yeah.
After our state meet in February, I went home and I was like, wait a second, we're really good. We're never allowed to admit that, but, like, last year we were pretty good. And so being able to come in here and see that they're like still like working at it and like they're not riding that high being state championships. They know they're exactly on level ground with everybody else and that they're gonna have to fight for it. Like being a state championship last year is completely obsolete now. Yeah. And so I'm really proud because I see that in them that they're like, okay, I'm not gonna be able to just cruise through this. It's been a solid fight all evening, which is absolutely amazing for them to see. And you know, just being the only senior girl, I left them and I'm like, oh, I don't like my family. I hope they do well, and I'm 100% confident that they're going to do amazing, and that maybe like I can only hope that I left some sort of legacy to contribute to this. Right. I doubt it, but
as a senior last year, you certainly did. And let's move on now. Something we haven't been able to talk about, and we'll take just a second, but the parents and the booster clubs and how important that has been over the last 4 or 5 years that you've been involved with this program.
I mean, during one of our breaks, I went over and talked with one of the swim booster moms, and, you know, you got Mrs. McDonald, Mrs. Simpson, Mrs. Templeton, Mrs. Kidd, like these women, and of course the dads and everything, they've, like, been there for me, and they are other adults who have poured into me. And, I mean, they've raised amazing kids to be, like, my best friends. And so just that booster club, like, seeing them raise money to support us, like, I mean, looking back, I'm like, oh, my gosh, I was just this little, like, 14-year-old who walked into this pool. And these parents decided, you know what, we're gonna help that girl, and we're going to, like, pour into them. And it's, you know, the coaches do that, but it's just, it's a whole community thing. Yeah. And that's just, it's just, I can't even begin to really describe it. That feeling of knowing, like, if I ever needed someone and my parents weren't able to be there, I'm going to call one of the booster parents because I know they're going to be there for me in a heartbeat.
There is no better way in which to encourage other young families to get their kids involved in YMCA Swim and then into the Shawnee Swim program than the testimony of a young woman who has gone through it since childhood and comes away with the success that you have been able to show in Clara Timmons. We thank you for that, and we certainly thank you for being alongside us this week, and we hope that you would join us again in future broadcasts. If we're able to come back to the YMCA, we would hope that you would be able to come back from your school and join us and contribute as you have tonight. Thank you very much.
Stillwater's only an hour away. I'll be back here any chance I get. And I'd like to say thank you to the community of ShawneeCTV because y'all have recorded my journey. Like I've looked back at my freshman year and I can see that. And y'all provide a lot of the footage that I go back and watch myself through and kind of pick myself apart. But doing that, I remember doing that interview at Hardesty's, and ShawneeCTV really does kind of rally people around Shawnee athletics, and I have felt that for a really long time. Whenever I haven't been able to watch my brother's basketball games because they coincide a lot with swimming, I'd pull up ShawneeCTV and I'd watch that live stream, and so it'd be able to connect me to my brother, and it's what y'all do is really great for not just the community, but for the athletes as well. So I'd like to thank y'all for that.
You're more than welcome. It's a privilege to do what we do, Clara. Thank you very much for those kind, encouraging words. Now for the last race of our evening, it is going to be the girls' 400 freestyle relay, and this is another one that we have dominated for the last 4 years, is it not?
Yep, it is. I don't think we've ever had a 400 freestyle relay. Well, maybe... I don't think we've had a 400 freestyle relay to lose state while I was here. Yeah.
So tell us who's in the pool.
Right now, I believe that, I want to say that is Tennille Kidd. Yep, that's Tennille Kidd.
Tennille Kidd in lane 2.
Yes.
And we're only throwing out, it looks like, our A team for the 400. So who's on the block?
So right now, because this is a 400, so she's got another 50
lap
to go. It looks like, I want to say that's Kylie Sarton that's going to be stepping up to that's Kylie Sarton that will be stepping up to the block. So Grayson Simpson's not in this one.
So maybe this is only our B team and we're not throwing out our A team.
I think this is a mixture because Ashley's also behind the block. I think this is kind of a, one of the reasons they don't put the names in is kind of keep people guessing a little bit.
Okay.
And so, or at least that's what I understand it to be. So I think this is a good little mixture to kind of test out this relay and see how they do.
Got you. So that's
Kylie Sarton.
Okay, Kylie into the pool. And tell us, remind us again, what grade is Kylie?
Kylie is a junior.
A junior?
Yes.
So this is her 3rd year with swim?
No, this is her first.
First year?
Yes.
It's amazing. It's amazing that we have that many swimmers, is it not?
It is incredible because, as I said, my sophomore year we had 8 girls and, I think about, 9 boys. Just seeing the program grow to what it truly can be is amazing. But, yeah, Kylie's also involved in band. We have a few band kids that are also involved on swimming, and both of those take an incredible amount of time. So they're, they're really well academically because they got to stay eligible. They're really gifted musically, and they're really gifted athletically. So academic, athletic, music, they're just kind of a triple threat. So we're really lucky to have people like Kylie, Kimberly Albers, and Kelly Templeton. And I can't recall anyone else, but, I used to be on band when I was in high school, too. I did band for 2 years, and balancing the two, I can testify, is not easy. So for them to do this as long as they have is really an accomplishment on its own.
I agree. Many people, unless they're involved, do not know the effort that the band must put in order to perform at the level in which they do.
Yeah. I'm not 100% sure who's in the pool here. If they breathe to the side, they breathe to the other side. I'm not 100% sure who that is, but they are moving.
And that's not Ashley?
No, Ashley's going to step on the blocks in a second. She's getting warm for it.
Is it Micah?
I think it might be Micah.
Coming off the blocks, I thought it might be.
I can't get a good look at the face. It's really funny. I'm better at recognizing people without hair sometimes.
I was going to say exactly the opposite thing, Claire. It's like when they have the cap on, I don't know. I don't know.
Me and Grayson have been friends for years, but I didn't see her out of the pool until about 4 years into our swim career.
Yeah.
When she was in 7th grade. And I saw her at a meeting, and I looked at her, and I was like, I recognize you from somewhere. And my mom was like, oh, that's Grayson. She has hair. And I'm like, oh, okay.
That's funny.
Yeah, we learned. Yeah.
And so Ashley
yep,
is pulling it in for us.
Ashley's going to bring it home for us.
And as she does that, we have one more lap to happen. We again want to thank Clara Timmons for being with us. We want to thank you for joining us at the Shawnee Family YMCA tonight. We want to thank the Shawnee Swim Booster Club for providing us with information. We want to thank the coaches for encouraging us to be here and making it a great thing for all of us and the swimmers with us being here. And we want to thank you, the audience, for being with us through this swim meet. And as you watch it on demand, you can always skim through those commercials. Just always, though, support the sponsors if you would. As Ashley McDonald finishes first, Clara.
Yep, gives the Wolves the win, like I knew she would.
Another victory for the Shawnee Lady Wolves, and we are privileged to bring it to you. For Clara Timmons, I'm Daniel Shaughnessy, and for the entire ShawneeCTV crew, we thank you for being with us. Remember, Shawnee, all of us, together we build community, one season at a time. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.